That was important. I needed that. All right. Clicking around. All right. We got a little bit of a yellow page today, but I think I can deal with that. If you guys can deal with that. Once my hand goes on, it turns white. Now let's make it yellow again. Yeah, there we go. Nice and yellow. Ooh, white. Hey, but that's not the theme music. Come on. Quit playing with the glare. Oh, yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Gio Benedetti. We're going to draw a dragon. And today we're going to draw a comic strip. We started last week with Sir Chauncey, and that was really fun. So we need to have Sir Chauncey come back. Sir Chauncey's just too much fun. We're going to draw comic strips with dragons today on Draw a Dragon. Drawdragon.org if you guys want to check anything out. We got a poll going. See if you can find the poll on your screen. Fill out what we're going to draw next week. It's going to be rad. Okay, theme music's done. Or maybe it's just going to roll over again. I don't know. Maybe it's just going to... I don't know what's going to happen. Oh my goodness! Bob! Hey, Gio. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Ross. I'm so sorry about what's been going on the last couple of weeks. I don't know what... I'll tell you what happened. You put on a Darth Vader helmet and you went crazy, dude. You turned to the dark side. Yeah, I know. That was not very pleasant. So I'm here to apologize. I'm back. I'm good old cheerful Bob Ross. Let's draw some happy trees. Now, we're doing a comic strip dragon today. That's what I mean. Let's do a happy little comic strip of dragons today. Cool, Bob. Let's go hang out and drink tea. Do you mean it, Gio? We can drink tea? Absolutely, bud. Let's go. Yay! Hooray! Oh my goodness. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Bob Ross is back because Darth Bob was getting on my nerves. Hi, everybody. I'm Gio, the real one, not the puppet one. All you need is a piece of paper today and a pencil. I have a pencil over here somewhere. Look at this. I have a whole brick of pencils. Take one of those nice sharp pencils. Get it going here. If you're new to Draw a Dragon or to the Zoom, just I really encourage you to open up the chat so that we can talk and I can see your ideas while we're drawing because I got everybody muted. I can't hear you. There is a poll going also. And if you want to, you can find where that poll is and you can tell us what we're going to draw next week. It's going to be super rad. Okay. Get a pencil, get some erasers. I'm gonna do some watercolors for my color today. So if you have watercolors and you want to go grab them, go grab them. But if you have colored pencils or markers or whatever you like to color with, let's do that. And let's go over here. I cheated today, you guys. I totally cheated. Look at this. I already made my boxes. And today I did it with a ruler. Last time I just did it freehand. But sometimes I like to get fancy. So I want to tell you what I did. Check this out. I have a piece of paper that is 9 inches wide, which means the midpoint is 4.5 inches. So I mark my midpoint. And then I decided that I wanted, what is that? I think I made a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I put a 1/2 inch margin on the side. And then I decided I wanted my boxes to be 4 inches centered. So I went 2 inches on either side and I made a little mark over here. That's 2 inches around my middle line. And then I connected them like this. And then I was like, okay, I want to break this into 3 panels. And now I've got an 11-inch box to play with. How do I break 11 inches into 3? And so I did 3.5. I did 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and then I had a 1/2 inch left over. So I did a 1/4 inch in between. That was my extra 1/2 inch. Beautiful 3 even boxes. That's a lot of math and a lot of ruler using, which is why I usually don't use a ruler. Because when I sit down to draw, I'm like, I don't want to do math. I want to draw. So I usually just go, here's the one from last week. It's fine. You don't need rulers to do this stuff. You can just eyeball it. Whatever way you like to do. If you guys like to use rulers, go for it. I love this kind of a ruler because when I'm making boxes, look, if I do these top lines, I'm going to get set up here and I'm going to show you. I'll make my top line here all the way across. And now if I want to make a line that's perfectly perpendicular, look, I can line up the line that I just drew underneath my see-through ruler. Oh, crooked. Nope, that's crooked too. But if I do this, oh, it's perfectly straight up and down. And now I can make beautiful, beautiful squares. So this type of a ruler has been really helpful for me. If you're the type that likes rulers, go for it. If not, let's freehand it. We're going to do 3 boxes, okay? And we're going to see what kind of trouble Sir Chauncey is getting into today. Okay. Let's see. Puppy Dragon, Birthday Monday. Yeah, if you guys want to do the poll, the poll is what we're going to draw next week. Okay, here we go. Chauncey's in for you guys. This last time we did it, and we all kind of did the same thing. This time I want to do it where everybody's last panel is going to be different. We're going to set it up, and then everybody can end it the way that they want to. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Sir Chauncey, somehow we're gonna start off with a princess over here. I'm going to draw a circle up here. Okay, and just like Lex did when he was drawing with us yesterday. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. Okay. Just like Lex did yesterday, we're going to plan it out with our shapes. And she's looking up a little bit, and she's looking up and this way because she is not happy that this Sir Chauncey fella is talking to her. She is bored of him. All he does is talk about himself. Really annoying. And this is the princess hat to show that she's a princess. Okay, so here she is. We're going to give her a neck circle. That's like where the little eyes are going to be. I gave her the princess hat, gave her a neck. And now watch this. I'm going to make, here's the body. We'll have the body kind of angled this way. It's a kidney bean. We're going to steal Lex's kidney bean idea. Okay, and then we're going to have a leg coming out this way. And a leg coming down this way. So when I make the leg, it's always upper leg, knee, lower leg, upper leg, knee, lower leg. And then the feet, maybe the feet are a little bit that way. And then this one's kind of toward us. And this princess character is going to have arms crossed. So here's the shoulder, bicep. Then I make a little circle. And look at that. They're crossed right here in the middle. What do crossed arms look like, you guys? What do they look like? You're not going to know. It's impossible to know what this stuff looks like. So look at this. If I cross an arm, my shoulder's here, upper arm, and then my forearm comes across here. This isn't a crossed arm. This is just me holding a shield up. But as soon as you cross those arms, okay, this is really important because look at this one. This hand disappears, got tucked under. This hand also disappears. It got tucked in right there. So when you're drawing crossed arms, like, oh, this dude is really annoying, this is how we're going to do it. But it's really important that you remember what it's going to look like. So this hand up here is going to be the one that's tucked in, okay? And then this one's going to disappear. So I don't have to worry about this one. This arm is going to be the one on top. Okay? And then we'll come in there with my little ink pens, and we'll make it look, oh, this is going to be fun. The best part about this one, we're going to give our princess 2 big eyes. And the eyeball is going to be up, looking up and to the left, like rolling eyes. Little nose, and then down here, little frowny mouth. And then give her some hair. Give her a little bit of a triangle face. There's the hair. Man, oh man. And then we'll just put her in a simple dress. Put a dress over everything. Maybe she's got a cool belt on. Maybe she's got a cool double belt on. I like double belts. Okay. And then over here is our ridiculous Sir Chauncey. Okay. He's got his helmet on. Remember, his helmet has got all these little poofy things. And Sir Chauncey is like, hey, let me talk to you about me. I'm going to come back and do all of this in pen. So let me plan it here. I'm going to plan, hey, I'm Sir Chauncey. I'll save you. Wasn't that the catchphrase that we had last week? I think that was. And then I think it's going to be great if Sir Chauncey has tiny little legs, little stick legs. And the arm is going to be like I'm talking about me over here. And then maybe over here, his hand is on his sword. Okay, great. Great. I think my princess's head got too big. Hey guys, look, I know. I'm sorry. This just had to get redone. Okay. Now, let me get my pen. Let me find my pen. Guys, do you have too many drawing supplies? Do you have so many drawing supplies that you have no idea where your drawing supplies are even? If so, draw a dragon. Okay, now that I've done these plans, if you guys did the plans with me, great. But now I can go over it slowly and show you what I'm actually doing here. This will be a little bit easier. I'm going to start with my princess's hat. And a nice curve there. And you know what? Maybe the wind's blowing to the left. So maybe she's got like a cool little tassel up here. And here's her hair. But most of it is blowing this way. Those whooshy sounds really help. Okay, and here's the shape of her face coming down. Sometimes it helps to try and come to a little bit of a point at the chin. There's a neck, just like a little neck shape. Okay. We come down here, those shoulders. And I'm following all of my plan lines. And then remember, this sleeve comes down. And this arm comes over. And then this arm, we said that this arm over here was going to be the one on top. So this is the one I'm going to actually draw. The hand disappears here. Here's where the dress ends. Those are little fold lines for the dress ending. And then here's the rest of that arm. These are the little elbow folds. And then over here, the other arm just disappears. See that little trick? And then I'll put a few of those same elbow folds on this side. So like a little fold. Okay. And then I really like the double belt idea. So I'm going to give her a belt here. And I'm going to give another belt buckle a little bit off to the side. Like this is kind of like an 80s new wave princess a little bit. She's got a couple of belts on. These are little fold lines to show that the fabric is tucked into the belt a little bit. And then just some little folds of the dress as I come down. And then feet, just little triangle feet. I'm not worrying about anatomy or anything like that. Okay, and now this pen is a little too big for what I want to do next. So I got to get a different pen. All right. So I got to come in to do these eyes, and it's going to be a little smaller. So I had to switch pens real quick. Now, here is the eyes. One of the eyes has got some hair going over it, so you only see that part of it. There's the other eye. And she is looking straight up. And she is not happy. There's the nose. Rolling the eyes, folded arms, and yellow. There we go. Now we're back, black and white. Okay. And now we've got Sir Chauncey. And Sir Chauncey is going to be saying something like, you guys can put whatever you want in these little word bubbles. But I think it'll be great if we just kind of write blah, 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 me, blah, 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 great, blah. And I'm going to start writing smaller so you get the idea that it's just going on and on and on and on and on. Blah, blah. Super cool. Blah. And I'm gonna get so small that it's just gonna disappear. Okay, this is gonna give you the idea that her eyes are too big. Yeah, you can make them smaller. You can definitely make them smaller. You guys got to correct all the mistakes that I'm making. Okay, so I wanted to get all those words in there just so I made sure that I had it together. And then over here, this was Sir Chauncey's hat. Hat? Did I just say hat? I meant helmet. And he's got all kinds of loopy little dealy boppers. Very fancy up there. Okay. I think last time we gave him like a little ring of just little things that went around. And again, here's how we're going to do the eyes. The eyes are going to be closed and angling up like this. Okay. We're going to have a little nose. We're going to have the fancy mustache, the fancy little mustache, which is going to be whoosh, whoosh. And then here's the mouth. A little bit off to the side. Sir Chauncey's got some hair also. There's Sir Chauncey's hair. And of course, we got to get the butt chin. Uh-oh, butt chin. Butt chin's in a glare zone. There we go. Out of the glare zone. Those are all the little parts to my character. And then I'm going to do shoulder pad. I'm going to do the arm that's coming across the chest. Like tapping himself on the chest, like, and another thing, and another thing. Here's another thing, also about me. Okay, we're going to give some little shoulder pads over here on this side. No neck. No neck for Sir Chauncey. This is the hand. I did a little nubbin out there. That's the thumb. And then these are fingers that are going to be coming down. Okay. I just did a little half circle behind the hand for the forearm. And that's the bicep. That's the upper arm. Glare zone. Teresa, thanks for being on point. Can't let good band names sneak by like that. All right. Hey, have you guys seen that poll yet? I hope everybody's gotten to fill out the poll. The poll is for what we're going to draw next week. Every single day of next week is planned out with plenty of options. So this is the sword. Here's the handle. Maybe I'll put some little lines on the handle. And then the sword is kind of going off panel here. Oh, Sir Chauncey had a little collar. He had a collar that was like the little armor stuff, armor scales. He's got little knee pads, little legs, just coming down to a little point here. I'll put a little ball here and then little like night shoes. Maybe they're on a field. What a lovely little field there on. Blah, 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 me, blah, blah, great, blah, 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 super cool, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, make some annoyed princes. He would probably annoy princes also. Here, you guys want to draw, you can draw a prince over here. If you want to draw, or maybe in the background over here. If you feel like you want to get a prince in there. Prince, all you got to do to make a prince is make a super cool looking dude with a really sharp angled mustache and beard playing rad guitar and singing cool songs about Purple Rain. That was a Prince joke. Music, pop culture reference. Wow, look how yellow we just got. That was neat. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit. If you guys want to turn an annoyed princess into an annoyed prince, I think that would be absolutely great. What I would do to make that happen, watch this. Oh, if you wanted to turn this into an annoyed prince, it's the exact same posture, exact same pose. But now, instead of a pointy hat, it would be like a crown. Maybe I'll give one more little point on the crown. I'm going to do the same thing with my eyes, where I'm probably going to make them too big. 2 circles for the eyes, with the pupils looking up, rolling up. Maybe some hair. Nose. Same frowny face. Same head shape. And then same exact arm pose, okay? So let's do this. Here's the shirt ending. Elbow lump. Hand goes in. Elbow. Crease. You know what? Maybe they both are wearing 2 belts too. Maybe they're both into this 2 belt thing. And maybe the prince is wearing like one of those princely gowns. So it could even be this. The only thing that is going to differentiate is maybe the pointed hat, because that's like the traditional comic book princess crown. Yeah, look at that. If you like put a little line down it, now it's like, yeah, now you've made a, oh my goodness. Will you tell this guy to be quiet? You guys choose. Princess? Prince. Yeah, he is mad. This prince has had enough. When is this guy going to stop? When is this guy going to stop? Your choice. Either way. Okay. Whoa. Cool. Now, this is the setup. Okay. We're establishing our scene. Sir Chauncey's being annoying, and he's saying that he's great. The next scene, we are going to set up what's going to happen in our third panel. And I don't know what's going to happen in the third panel yet. I honestly don't. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm hoping that you guys are going to have rad ideas. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a little bit of a zoom out. Okay. So this is going to be, I'm going to make a little hillside. Okay. And then I'm going to zoom out. So I'm going to have both of my characters. They're going to be in the center of my panel. It's like I'm here and now I'm zoomed out. So I want one of them to be here and I want one of them to be here. Okay. So they're going to be standing in kind of the same spot. That's a little lump where I'm going to put a prince or princess over here and a Sir Chauncey over here. And then they're both going to be looking up. Okay. And then just so you know who we're dealing with, I'm going to put their fashionable headgear on. And we'll make that chin come out a little bit. And then I'm not going to worry about any details because all of this is going to be colored in. This is all going to be shaded in, okay? So I'm just going to try and make the basic shapes from over here. So the basic shape of a head looking up, the basic shape of a body, those same basic little sticky legs coming down. And then here's that arm coming over here and the sword. Same basic shape for a princess hat. We'll have the hair blowing off to the side again. Here's that little thing here. Arms still folded. So here's like a little elbow sticking out. And over here, we're going to have Sir Chauncey's going to be saying, blah, blah. And then a dot, 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 a dot, 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 and then a oop, a little gulp. Okay. Why? Why is he gulping there? Here, I'll bring my pen down here. This is a fun way to do shading. So that shape that I see how I just made a shape with my pencil. I tried to do, these are silhouettes. A silhouette is just a shadow against a light. So you can't really see the details. You can just see the outline. So I'm just going to take this pen and I'm just going to shade it just using little lines. I'm going to shade it all the way down over those shapes that I just made. And I might go back with my dark pen and just color it all in. I'm not sure yet. And here's his little things like here. Okay, so now we've faded out. And why have we faded out? Because here's, he could very well be saying that. What we're going to show, what I'm going to show here is coming across the hillside now we have, and here's where draw a dragon shows up. Okay. I'm going to draw a curved line coming out this way. That's going to end in a point. Okay. It's going to end in a point, and then I'm going to take that point and I'm going to extend it back, and I'm going to start making little spiky things along the side. Okay. And then maybe right here is where I'll come up and show the wing shadow. Maybe over here, there's another wing shadow. Okay, so they're looking up because what they're finally, what's happening here is, oh goodness, just like in the last one where a dragon showed up unexpected. Maybe that just happens to Sir Chauncey all the time. Maybe just dragons are always showing up unexpectedly. So here we have Sir Chauncey bothering some poor prince or princess, talking about just how great he is. And now I'm going to go over these shadows with my little pen here. This isn't my big brushy pen. This is my little pen that can make fine detail lines. And I'm going to start putting, just using straight lines all the way over the whole thing to show where that shadow is. And it's really important that we get the idea of that it's coming to the point here and that there's these horns coming off, because all of this makes it look like this is the shadow that you would see if a dragon was flying over you. Okay, there, now you can see it super yellow. I just wanted you to see it super yellow for a minute. I'm not going to show anything up here. Nothing up here. It's all going to be happening with the shadow, the idea of this impending doom. And then another thing we can do to add to this, I'm just going to make my little word balloon over here on this side. With nice, big, bold, confident strokes of the pen, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to start big, bold, and confident here with blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to go nothing. And then it's going to trickle down. Uh-oh. And it's going to get wobbly down here. Now we're getting wobbly. And when you start to make things wobbly like this, oh, the person speaking is not confident now. Started out nice and strong, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to the, oop. Okay. An unexpected dragon that shows up every day. That just goes to show that Sir Chauncey's not the brightest Sir Chauncey out there. There's probably other Sir Chaunceys that might pick up on it a little bit sooner. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out so we can get our story as we're going so far. Here we have Sir Chauncey. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Aren't I great? I'm so brave. I'm the coolest ever. And then all of a sudden, and then something else. What's the something else? What happens here? What's going to happen right here, everybody? What's going to happen right here? That's a pretty good jam. I could literally jam on that for the next 26 minutes. Okay. Lily says, have the princess be the hero. I think that's a good idea. I have, I have an idea for something that I want to do, but this is the thing that I'm hoping. I am hoping that you guys will come up with a really cool plan for what happens in this third panel. Anything, literally anything could happen. I don't even want to draw anything. I feel like I should just stop drawing because I really want you guys to do your own story there. That would be really fun for me because I loved doing the comic strip. Last Friday, the only thing that I didn't like was that every comic strip had the same script. So I was thinking for this week, I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if it got to a point where everybody could kind of take it in their own direction. So I'm just going to let you guys think for a minute about what you're going to do. Maybe start doing it. Maybe start drawing it. I'm just going to put a little box around this panel here. That's all I'm doing. Don't mind me over here. I might not even do that third panel. Nah, I'll do it. I'm just teasing. Okay. Hey, Logan, I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again today. Please, 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 please don't blow up the chat with a bunch of gobbledygook. Okay. Just don't do it. It's really distracting to me. All right. The dragon is the hero. Princess is the hero. You guys can come up with whatever plan you want. Okay. Here is going to be my plan. My plan is this. I'm going to have a little hill here. And then I'm going to have maybe a little path that goes off over the hills. And then I'm going to have this is going to be a big dragon right here in the front here. I'm going to have a head kind of coming down, kind of. And then over here, we're going to have a princess. She's just going to be sitting here, maybe she's sitting down. Maybe she's sitting down on a little rock. Ooh, maybe just to establish that there's a rock. Maybe I'll put a little rock over here. Okay. And then down here on the ground. Oh, here's dragon. Here's dragon's arm. In the dragon's hand, we're going to have a picnic basket. And over here is going to be a picnic blanket. Because the princess and this dragon go back a long ways. They're good buddies. And dragon was swooping down to have a picnic lunch. So we'll put some little, like, I don't know, we'll put like a little loaf of bread or something down here. And just some little doodads. And then running away. Running away. I'm going to have way down here. So much, look how big the head is of the princess, who's right sitting up here and looking up here and talking to the dragon. And we're going to have a dragon's big head going to be curling down here to talk to the princess. And then the tiny head of a running away Sir Chauncey. And here's like the arms going out. Running away. And we'll do like this. You make the A's get bigger, and then it looks like the person is screaming as they're running away. And maybe the helmet is even falling off back here with all the fancy little things. Okay, and now you can work on the word balloons. If you guys want to do this scene, that's great. If you had a dragon come down and just eat somebody, I think that's also awesome. If you had the princess have to fight a dragon and Sir Chauncey hiding underneath his arms or his shield, I think that's also perfect. Anything that you want to do. And then maybe the dragon's like, weird. What's his deal? What's his deal? Doesn't he like picnics? Is that good? Doesn't he like picnics? I think that's close. I think we can come up with other ones. I like the what's his deal. I think maybe just end it at what's his deal. Maybe it's like, what's his deal? And then she's like, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like bologna sandwiches. You guys can come up with your own things that you want to say here, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. You guys come up with the things that you want to say. Find something that you think is funny or just entertaining. You don't have to have Sir Chauncey running away and the dragon showing up for a picnic. That is just a little thing that I've, it's fun to, we've set up all these really obvious stereotypes. There's the knight, there's the princess, there's the dragon, and it's just kind of fun to goof them around every time. Okay. I think I kind of want the dragon to be looking off into the distance. And I think I want the princess to not even be caring. I think she's just going to be like trying to make a sandwich here. She's like grabbing a sandwich. It's like, who knows? Okay. Okay, I had to make some changes here. And now I'll put some ink onto the page. So these are going to be my little chin spikes for my dragon, because my dragon is looking off into the distance. So I'm going to put a little nostril spike over there, and then the neck is going to be here, and it's going to be curving back this way. And here's a dragon arm with a little elbow spike. Little dragon fingers holding a picnic basket. What do picnic baskets look like? They're kind of like, usually kind of like woven, right? Like this looks kind of like a picnic basket. Or maybe it's a toolbox. The dragon has a toolbox. It's always fun when I end up having to draw a thing that like I haven't really thought about, because you're just kind of making it up. You're like, oh, it's a picnic basket. What does a picnic basket look like? We could look it up real quick. That's usually, if I was working on this as a job, if this was my official someone was like, I want to see a picnic basket, I would do thorough picnic basket research. But since we're just drawing a little comic book here. Ooh, that's nice. He's kind of resting. Our dragon is resting the picnic basket on its leg. Cool. There's our dragon sitting there, wondering, kind of looking off into the distance, wondering, what's his deal? I'm going to get a pencil in there and be like, see if I can get an eyeball in there in a place that I think is good. I think maybe up here. Maybe up there. And then maybe, where would the mouth be? This is always really tricky for me when I have to have a head and it's not at an angle that I'm used to drawing. I'm sorry / glad that you guys get to watch this whole process work out, because it's always like that. Maybe. Still not sure about this eye. Actually, I do kind of like that, but not with the eyebrow. Okay. It's going to start with a little eyebrow and a little dot for the eye. That'll make our dragon look very friendly. And then I'll go down here for the mouth. Still get some teeth in there. It is a dragon after all. Okay. I'm going to put some scales on the back of that dragon. I had to put the mouth open a little bit because the dragon's saying something. I want to make sure you know the dragon's going to say some stuff. So maybe we'll put some little spikes on the nose. Okay. Maybe some scales on this leg here. And then I'll do my little picnic basket. It's got a loaf of bread. Here's how you do a loaf of bread. You do an oval and you put 3 little triangles in it to make it look like a loaf of French bread. Ooh, I like the idea. The question mark. You guys can do, there's so many great ways to do little comic strips, and you never even have to use words. You can do the whole thing. Some of my favorite comics and books of all time don't have any words in them. They're just all told with pictures. So here is a princess sitting on a rock. Okay, so I came down. There's the body, the back, and there's the butt. And then here is the dress coming up and then down, and some folds where the knees would be. And then here's the feet, princess feet. And then here's the sandwich that she's holding. You know, she probably would have been even more patient with Sir Chauncey, except that she was hungry, you know? And actually, I take it back. I do want it to look like she's watching Sir Chauncey disappear in the distance. So I did the face very turned away from me. I have mostly hair that I'm looking at, so it looks like I'm looking at the back of the head. And then the face comes down. I just tried to redo the nose, so now the nose is really pokey out there. And then here's my little princess. And here's the rock that she's sitting on. And there's our picnic blanket. And then, of course, to make it look, to ensure that everybody knows it's a picnic blanket, you got to make it checkered. Everybody knows that you go picnicking with a checkered blanket. If you guys have gone picnicking without a checkered blanket, guess what? It wasn't a real picnic. It was a fake picnic. Got to get a checkered blanket. Okay, so they are clearly having a picnic now. I feel good about that. And I feel really good. We'll be able to fill in words, but I just got to make sure that I get Sir Chauncey over here. And it'll just be a little silhouette of Sir Chauncey running away. And here's that little helmet way off in the background. It's already fallen off of his head. This has been a good week for helmets falling off of heads. We've had a lot of knights running away in terror. And by a lot, I mean a lot. On Killer Rabbit Day, we had so many knights running away in terror. There's our path. Here's the grassy hill. And here's the and then we can do more hills going off into the background. And then I just got to figure out what the perfect things that they're going to say are going to be. So I'm going to have the dragons like ... Weird. What's his deal? I do really like that line. I think that's a good line. And then we just got to make sure you know the dragon's saying it. So I put a little, that's how you know. Weird. What's his deal? And now Princess is going to respond. This is going to be the final line. Liam's got a tie on today. Okay, I cannot wait to see it. We'll come around and we'll check it out. Weird. What's his deal? I don't know. I wasn't listening. That would be a good one to say. Or she could say something like, where to start? Where do I start? She could say something like that. I think I'm going to keep it light and picnic related. So maybe let's go back to the, maybe he's scared of picnics. Maybe he hates, what's a good sandwich? What type of sandwich should we, I like, because she's holding a sandwich, we'll bring attention to the sandwich. Maybe he hates what kind of sandwich? Dragon say, I thought he'd never leave. That's a good one, Nico. I like that a lot. Maybe he hates, what's a weird kind of sandwich that you like? I'll write my favorite kind of sandwich that I used to love, but it's kind of weird. Maybe he hates cheese and pickle sandwiches. Sand witches. ... It's very important that you guys get the order of your word balloons together. And I should probably I'll make those a little bit darker, because if you don't get your words in the right order and people read them in the wrong order, oh, everything is just off. You don't want everything to be off, do you? No, of course you don't. There we go. Now I can make the little word balloon aiming towards her a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. Now we've got our little comic. And we have 8 more minutes to color it. I did mine on watercolor paper so that I could go over it with watercolors. So I'm just going to do a quick wash over some of the parts. The sky parts, I'm going to wash blue. The other parts, not going to wash blue. But I do want to get some blue on there. Where's my blue? Where's my blue? So I got my brush here. That's my brush. I'm dipping it into some paints. I don't know how we doing on the poll, you guys. Are we going to do a watercolor lesson next Friday? That was one of the options. Last time I checked on the poll, that was exactly what we were going to do. But I don't know if that's still the case. So if you've got your little comic, I got to tell you, I am really just wanting to see what you guys did for your comics, because you guys are always so fun. You always come up with such good ideas. I'm excited to see what happens. If you do the same thing that I did, that's also awesome. I think we've got a good idea going here. But I just know that when you leave it at that middle panel, the directions that it can go. Oh, the directions that it can go. This one, I'm not even going to color this one to the edges. I'm going to have all the focus be kind of in the middle here. Oh, did you see what I just did there? You see how I got blue in that word balloon? I didn't really want it to be in there. So I take a wet brush, get that paint that I don't want wet, and then I come back after I dry the brush off and I get as much of it out as I can. That's a good job of cleaning up watercolor spills. Because trust me, if you color with watercolors, you're gonna mess up a lot. And you're gonna want to fix it, and you can't always. So I'm going to bring that in as close as I can around my little word balloons there. And I'll bring it down all the way to the ground. But also, if I color it like this, where I'm not coloring out to the edges, it's going to help bring all the attention down to my characters here. Which I like. I like that. I like that aspect of it. And then I just have one little bit of sky down here. One last bit of sky. Up here, we got a little bit up in here between the dragon and his word balloon. Oh. You got to be I feel like I'm an X-Wing pilot when I got to do stuff like that. I've got this big old brush and I got to somehow navigate it. Whoa. Got to navigate it down the trench. Death Star trench. You know, no big deal. I used to bullseye womp rats my T-16 back home. I mean, not to brag or anything, but I did. Okay. That'll give me my blues. My blues are on there. And then peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I like peanut butter and jelly would have been maybe a funnier answer. Maybe he doesn't like peanut butter and jelly. I like where that goes. All right, I'm going to get what I do for this next part is I just get some nice warmer colors, usually just brownish, orangish. And then the same thing that we did for the sky, but now I'm going to do this for everything down here. It's going to be very light. If I want something to be super bright, this is actually a little bit too brown, but I'm going to have to go with it. If you want something to be super light, don't put paint there, okay? My goodness, just don't do it. That's better. That's not so dark now. All right, so I'm just going to put this all over everything. And the reason is white is not a very interesting color. It's a shiny color. It makes it look like things are bright, but it doesn't make it look like things are very interesting. So what we do when we're painting is we start with color underneath everything. You start with color underneath everything, and then as you're adding color over it, that brown, or usually what I use is more of a orangish brown. It adds this kind of warmth to everything that is quite lovely. If you don't, and you use a bunch of cool colors like blues and greens, everything ends up kind of just looking boring and kind of stale. So I'm going to add that, just this normal color. This is kind of like when we do that first layer with our colored pencils, where everything is kind of lightly just toned, and then you can start to build up on it. That's all that we're doing with this. These washes. They're called washes. Washes. Cool. Now, I have just enough time to go back. And now I'll do a very important next thing. I'm going to take that same basic idea of the color, the same like browns, okay, but I'm going to go darker this time. I'm going to get a little bit darker, more towards the brown side. And I'm going to start to do my shadows. And because of how this shadow works right here, let's start here with this one. And I'm going to go for like kind of a noonday shadow where everything is kind of shadowing straight down, okay? And because everything on this one is shadowed, this is basically all I need to do for this one. Get my shadows on there. And then that extra layer of dark now is really going to drive home. Oh my goodness. Dragon shadow alert. And of course, they're going to be in shadow also because they're standing on that hillside. But I can use that same shadow color. And if it is, in fact, high noon, then you wouldn't be able to see very much light underneath that top layer of hair and underneath that chin, I dare say, and underneath those folded arms. So I'm going to put shadow everywhere I think the light would have a hard time getting to. Maybe underneath those belts, that would be a little bit dark. And some of those little creases. Maybe there's a little crease here in the dress. Maybe a little bit on there, maybe a little bit underneath the hat, underneath Chauncey's belt, definitely underneath his tunic where the armor is going to be, definitely underneath the armor there, underneath the hand, underneath the giant butt chin, underneath the armor here, underneath his helmet, underneath the armor. And we'll do the same thing on this last one, underneath the dragon's head, underneath the arm, underneath that little bit of picnic basket, underside of this leg. Put a little shadow underneath the picnic blasket, a picnic blasket. It's a basket that doubles as a blanket. It's a blasket. Somebody write that down. We just made $1 million. That's the best idea anyone's ever had. Are you tired of going picnicking with a blanket and a basket? Buy the picnic blasket. It's 2 in 1. Our life was so terrible until we got the picnic blasket. Now we picnic all the time. And it's super easy. Oh, man. Am I as funny as I think I am? Yes, you are, Gio. Oh, thanks, Gio. That's all that matters, you guys. As long as you make yourself laugh, just do that. Okay, this is it. This is the stage 1 for my painting. I can go back and put colors on top of this and things will start to look nice. You'll see, I'll put some green grass over here, but I'll put the green on top of all these shadows so that, ooh, speaking of shadows, because it's noon, we got to put a little shadow underneath our characters here. Da-da-da-dum. All right, putting my brush away. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to finish coloring this and I'll post it up. You guys, I cannot wait to do show and tell and go around and see what you guys did today. Share your comics with me. And then if you want, please do share your actual comic with me. I would love for you to send it to Gio at drawdragon.org and I can add it to the gallery and I can just look at it and laugh and be like, you guys are the best, which is also something I like to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll credits here. Wait, but from the beginning, thank you. Oh, and look at this, Sir Chauncey, crazy Sir Chauncey. Hi guys, thanks for drawing a dragon with me. This has been Draw a Dragon with Gio Benedetti. We have a website, it's drawdragon.org, drawdragon.org. And if you want to support Draw a Dragon, please do. Always happily accepting, but never expecting donations. There's a Venmo and a PayPal link, and it's all at the website. That's drawdragon.org. We're going to be back next week. 5 days of dragon drawing. Hey, Gio, I just wanted to say it's really good to be back. Hey, look, you guys, it's my buddy, Normal Bob Ross, not the evil version. Anyway, thanks for coming back, Bob Ross. Yeah, well, thanks for having me, and I'm so glad you did some painting. Always makes me happy to see a happy little dragon having a happy picnic. Sure, buddy. All right, we're going to head out. Thanks, you guys. Show and tell time coming up. See you next week.